Hello and welcome back to my channel where we talk about tattoos and maybe I show you some tattoos that I've actually done. Today we're going to be talking about 5 things that I wish I knew before getting my first tattoo or just before getting any tattoo. Now this comes to you from someone who is a tattoo collector but also a tattoo artist themselves. So let's get into it. So the first one is, do you know what you want to get tattooed? Now this might seem like a really simple thing, but you'll be surprised at how many clients that message me and they know they want a tattoo, they're just kind of unsure about what it is that they actually want tattooed. This is where things like Pinterest come in really handy because you can search a few different words, add tattoo at the end of it, and it will bring you to a page full of ideas. You could search something like, I don't know, gothic feminine tattoo. And then when you actually scroll through, it might not be giving you the specific idea that you're after, but at least you can get a bit of a feel. Or you could search cartoon, anime, line work tattoo, and it'll bring you up a bunch of different ideas just to get you started. And this is a great place for you to grab references and send through to your artist. So for the second one, it is how big is the tattoo and where will it go on my body? Now, this is key when it comes to booking a tattoo because it will have massive impact on will it work in that placement on your body? Something that you want on your ribs might not work on your arm. It will impact how painful it will be. Again, the same tattoo that you want on your arm might be way more painful if you get it on your lower stomach. Now for me, I don't really book a tattoo based on if it's going to be painful, but for some people that will impact whether they're going to get it done in that area. Now this again might seem like something that, oh, I could just do that on the day of my tattoo, figure out the size, figure out the placement. And yes, some artists might be happy for you to do that, but these sorts of things can really impact the price of your tattoo. So that's why this one is so important. Now on to number 3. But if I'm honest, I think number 5 is the best tip. So make sure you stay to the end of the video to find out what that is. And if you like this information or want to see more videos like this, please do like and subscribe. This is kind of new for me, making videos about tattooing, but I really enjoy doing this sort of stuff. So if you could leave a comment if you like the video or subscribe, that would be really helpful. So number 3 is research, research, research. This is so important because it will ensure that you're getting the right tattoo artist for you. If you want something that is illustrative black work, colour realism, fine line realism, you want to make sure that you're going to an artist that can actually do those styles. Now some artists are multifaceted and they will offer multiple styles, which is great, but you still need to be able to find that person. And how do you do that? Well, you go online, either Google, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, something like that, or you could use word of mouth, but you need to make sure again, have a look at these people's profiles online. My preferred method is to use Instagram. That's just because you can search local areas and you can also then find that tattooer and look at their profile. So for example, if I search Swindon Tattoo, which is where I work, when I scroll through, I can see there are tons of different artists and I can see their photos, pictures, and once I've found an artist that's doing the style that I'm after, I'll click on, look at their profile and see what they're all about. So from here I can get a bit of a vibe of the tattooer, I can see if they've got any healed photos of what I'm after, and really just go from there. You can sometimes find out how they like to get contacted, whether that's through DM, email, booking link, whatever it might be. Number 4. Will you have to pay a deposit and will you see your design before your appointment? Now, I can pretty much guarantee that you will have to pay a deposit to get booked in for a tattoo. This will vary on price depending on where you are, how long the person might be tattooing, how big, how expensive is your tattoo. Now, usually this will come off the total of your tattoo. I can't speak for everybody, but when it comes to me, if the tattoo say costs £200, I might ask for a small deposit. That will then come off the final amount, which means you're paying less on the day. Now, why do you have to pay a deposit? There are a few different reasons for this, I think, personally. One is so that I know that you're gonna have a commitment to a date that we've agreed. I will always find a date for somebody, then take the deposit to secure that date. I will also take a deposit to ensure that any drawing that might have to be done pre-appointment is kind of covered. When it comes to tattooing, most of the time that you're drawing is outside of work. When I'm in work, I'm actually tattooing. When I'm outside of work at home, this is what it's paying for, basically. Now, whether you'll see your design before you get tattooed is kind of a tricky subject. For me personally, I don't mind sharing rough sketches with clients when it comes to something that might be a little bit tricky. If it's a cover up, if it's like a large ongoing sleeve, I'll share ideas and things that are maybe a little bit more difficult for me to visualize and ensure that the client is happy with, just so they can keep me on track and point me in the right direction if I'm maybe going a little bit off script. But that isn't always the case. Some artists will not show you designs until you get there. This is important to know because some people will expect to see their design beforehand, which is why you should ask your tattooer up front, will I get to see my design before the appointment? So now for the last tip, the most important one in my eyes, and if you've made it this far in the video, I want to say thank you very much. It means a lot. But number 5 is don't be afraid to ask to make changes. Now this can be for a number of different things, but I think it is really important to understand that this tattoo is going on your body at the end of the day. And yes, you've gone to a tattooer who is going to help you with the process, what is going to work in that area. They're the ones with the expertise, but it is your body. So don't be afraid to ask to make any of these changes. Changes to the design. Now these can be big or small changes, but if you're not happy with something that you see in the design, you must make your artist aware. Size. If it is too big, please say. I am always asking my clients, do you like the size? Is it too big or too small? Do you want to see it on your body? I'm more than happy to change the size of the design if my client is asking for it. Placement as well. Placement is key for your tattoo. If you've got the idea in your head that you want it on your arm and that's what you've spoken about the whole time before you get tattooed, don't be afraid to say to your tattooer, actually, I kind of prefer to have this on my leg, or maybe I want this on my back. Things like this, I know might seem scary to ask your tattooer, but it is really imperative that you do so because it's something that's going to be on your body for the rest of your life. You need to be happy with it. And I want you leaving the building as happy or even happier than you did when you came in. One thing I would say is a caveat to this, that if you're going to ask for your tattoo to be bigger and then placed in a more difficult place on your body, so, you know, going from your arm to then your ribs or your neck, it is probably going to change the price of your tattoo. But this is something that, you know, you should be able to discuss with your tattooer. If your tattooer is making you feel uncomfortable or like you're being annoying for asking any of these changes, they might not be the right person for you. So those are my 5 things that I wish I knew before getting my first tattoo, or just any tattoo. I appreciate you for staying this far into the video if you have. If you found any of this interesting, if you thought any of this was controversial, or why would I ask this with my tattooer, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear what you have to say. But for now, I will say goodbye and I will see you next time.
Peace.